Alright, I'm going to take a look at the original Crossman 760 Pump Master that I got when I was probably 8 or 10 years old, so let's say it's 30 plus years old at this point. Compared to something more modern. Picked one of these up in the last couple of years. Just the quality is not there, so just wanted to show a comparison of old school, made in the USA, Crossman versus now made in China version. A couple things, we'll take a look at the weight of them. I'll do that right now actually. Brought out a baby scale for this one. Okay, zeroed out. We'll start with the modern Crossman. Looks like it's ringing in at 1.08 pounds. They both have BBs in them. They're about the same. I wouldn't say much different in quantity of BBs. And the original, 1.26, 1.27. So, not quite a quarter pound more, but yeah, 0.2 pounds more maybe. Definitely tell the difference. As far as when you pick them up, one feels more sturdy and robust and more dense. Obviously this one is, as this says, made in East Bloomfield, New York, USA. Crossman air guns, a Coleman company. BBs in this one go into this little slot right here as they refill the BBs, and then same sort of action up top here. When you slide this back, you'll take a BB from this little magazine here, push it forward. Still 10 pumps, still same velocity, I would say, but the plastic on this is just more solid. I'm not sure which technique. Obviously this is 30 plus years old. Just feels more solid. The stock, the same thing. Still hollow plastic, but it feels more robust. I'll say that trigger, everything on the original one just feels better, more solid, thicker plastic. The safety on the original is actually made out of metal. So that push button safety there is metal, and it just feels more tactile on the different positions. It's a nice loud click. So same sort of rear sight, adjustable rear sight. Front sight is attached. It looks like it's spot welded on or so. Now, onto the new one. This just says, I guess this says 760 Pump Master. It's going to say Crossman on it. And it says made in China. So, the new one here, the BBs get put in this location right here. Stock is just cheap. The handles up here is what feels really cheap. Just the build quality of the charging handle, I'll say, just does not feel the same as the old one did. Plastic's already wearing holes around this pivot pin right here, so just not attention to detail. The safety in this one is definitely plastic. It feels mushy. The trigger feels super mushy. It's still, again, plastic and plastic there, but just not the same build quality at all. A little better visibility up top here to where the BBs are. The original one just has a very small slit. If you can see on the cameras, the difference there. Overall, get a length measurement. Yeah, okay. Got the same length, even though for whatever reason when I had them down here before they looked longer. So same length, overall dimensions are the same. Just one other thing I thought I'd mention, I'm trying to splice this into the video, is just the sound of the BBs as you're trying to stalk your squirrels, let's say. Just the plastic just seems to muffle the sound of the BBs a little bit. I don't know if you're going to pick it up in the audio for this phone, but you can hear it, but it's sort of quiet, where this one, there's no sneaking up on any sort of squirrels or rabbits if you're through the woods. So another thing, the cheap plastic just has a, I don't know, louder sound from the impact of the BBs inside. And one other thing is the front sight on the new Crossman is just plastic and essentially glued onto the metal barrel, whereas like the original was probably spot welded. And the rear sight looks like it's just a spring clip into a spot in the barrel, where the original one was also spot welded there. So I get it, you got to save money. These steps are costing money every time you got to spot weld those, and this is much simpler, less specific machining needed to make it, but just goes to show everything is not getting better with time. All right, there you go. Another thing is, I found this old. I just finished up my second box ever of little milk carton of Crossman Copperhead BBs that came in this little milk carton. I'm not even sure how many are in here. 2,500 of those. So essentially, I fired that little gun up there. This guy about 5,000 times in its lifetime. So again, this one also says East Bloomfield, New York, 14443. And now Crossman here, 2,500 count, same thing. Just obviously a new plastic container. It's a little easier to pour them out with this funnel on the top here. Of course, you think they'd make the funnels actually fit in the whole BB gun. They don't, so it's still going to spill everywhere. These are obviously made in China, just like everything else nowadays. So I don't expect the new one to last as long as the original did, but there you have it. Crossman sold out as well. If you liked the video, feel free to like and subscribe.